especially as we. No one's gonna make you make art. No one is gonna put a gun up to your head and tell you to make something that you care about. And that's why I think initiative and self starting are two of the most valuable skills you can possibly learn, especially as we get deeper into the digital age, where material success has never been less guaranteed, but also the threshold to share your work with the world has never been lower. When we're young, in elementary school and middle school, we have grades as this external motivation that we're taught are worth more than the trees they're cut from. But as we get closer and closer to the end of our schooling and closer to the real world, we realize that grades weren't as valuable as we thought. And I think the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start to develop an internal motivation to create, to make things, to become a self starter. And I think there's a triad of requirements to internally motivate yourself. The first is ownership. You have to satisfy the ego. Give your selfish self something to chew on. Put your name on your work. Even if it feels selfish, ignore humility for just a little bit. Be a little prideful of the things you make, because it'll make it easier to produce more if you think that what you're doing is good and cool and impressive. The second is purpose, finding something beyond just yourself. Maybe your goal is to influence a piece of the culture. That goes deeper than your ego alone. And it will motivate you when your ego takes a hit, when someone doesn't like your work. And the third thing is pricelessness. You have to convince yourself and judge your work in criteria beyond money alone. Because the musician whose work saves someone's life during their darkest days, that's way more valuable and priceless than another fan who buys a $10 album or buys a ticket to their concert. But you need all three. You need to satisfy the ego. You need to satisfy a deeper meaning. And you need to convince yourself that your work is worth more than any money that's attached to it. And I think once you have all those things, you will be so internally motivated that no amount of external success or failure will stop you from producing great art. So be a self-starter. Do whatever it takes to just do it, to just fucking start.